Big game today, and I think we will have enough to discuss throughout the day today. This is just the pre-show. We'll have the mid-show and of course the post-show where we will have even more masala to discuss about, to dissect and all of that, and living up to the reputation or expectations. This particular game has started with, guess what? I don't have to tell you. It's the return of Hardik Pandya to Mumbai Indians. He's blowing some flying kisses to the crowd.
Who's taking those kisses that well?
Could be the family member. His family
Just
would be
that
sitting there.
perhaps.
Oh, what if it's his reverse psychology of like people who are booing him, giving them also? If he's doing that, then that's a smart way to handle it. If he's doing it, rather than getting upset, because if you get upset, you get angry. That's exactly the reaction that fans want from you. If this flying kisses and this smiley face is for the fans who on the face of him are booing him, then I like that approach. Anyway, the booing has happened. The toss has also happened. Rajasthan Royals have won the toss, and at the toss, you had Sanju Samson saying we'll bowl first.
You know what this reminds me of? Munna Bhai MBBS. I don't know which part it was. सामने वाला जितना बुरा करे ना उसको स्माइल देने.
अरे एक मुन्ना भाई 2-2 गांधी
लगे रहो मुन्ना भाई.
लगे रहो मुन्ना.
Smile करना. This has to be Hardik's
but
mantra now.
is he doing that? Because
Yes.
No, because we don't know yet whether that was for the family or him. Because at the toss, Sanju Samson has won the toss, and Sanju Samson has said we'll bowl, and then Hardik Pandya comes and he said it's a good toss to lose because even we would have wanted.
Listen,
to
his brain at this point is every kind of. You talk about scrambled eggs, it's paneer bhurji, chicken bhurji, you name it. Everything is scrambled up there. All
Because
bhurji.
Ideally, it would have been we wanted to bat first,
Yeah.
but it's a good toss to lose because the opposition team has decided to bowl.
But whoever wants to bat
But-
first in Mumbai,
He does not. So he said the right thing, where he said we also wanted to bowl first. So it's a good toss to lose, but you're not getting to bowl first.
He is
Let's get
trying
into
to
it.
put on a facade. It is cracking up with his tactics firstly. In the first two games, what you saw. And if you want to say the 12th man for Rajasthan Royals is going to be the Mumbai crowd this time around. They are not going to go behind this franchisee at all. Looking at the first thing, you have targeted your captain. You have targeted an individual who's done no wrong. And it is not surprising that it has to come from Mumbai. Kolkata and Mumbai until the 90s and the 2000s had the most notorious reputation for being bad crowds. Kolkata 1996 and 1999, Mumbai didn't even spare Sachin Tendulkar.
Well, what's wrong with them booing Hardik Pandya?
What wrong has he done?
Why are you? I'm not saying he's done anything wrong.
Yeah.
I'm saying your boos are not always because you have done something wrong. It's because they feel hurt, and this is their expressing their displeasure towards the franchise. What's wrong with that?
No,
It
if
has
that
to be
was the
legitimate.
case, if
They are on
that
a
was-
whim at this point in time.
No,
It's
no.
whimsical.
you're giving far too much nuanced credit to this to the fans. Sorry.
It's on a whim, and a whim can't be legitimate.
If I agree with you that the abuse that Hardik Pandya is getting on social media, those racist words that are used, that is wrong. And anyone who's found to be doing that in the ground or on social media or carrying a banner or even using such words, they should be chucked out and action should have been taken. But if fans are booing, they have the right to. What are fans for? Then you don't have fans.
Oh,
You
by
just
the way,
play with empty stadium.
While I agree.
The fans will have emotions. They'll cheer, they'll get happy, they'll be excited, they'll boo, they'll do that.
They also
Why
have
not?
a responsibility.
No, while I agree
Also-
that booing is a part of the sport, but it to be directed to one individual right now who is
So it
not
will
done
be
anything
directed to
wrong.
one only, na?
No, but then right
Who else
now,
will it be directed?
as we
They
said,
are only aggrieved. They are not aggrieved by the fact that they've lost two matches.
they are
in a
agreed
row.
with the franchise, the removal of the skipper,
Yes,
in
so
Rohit Sharma.
right, franchise.
So, okay, if
So
that
they
was
did
the
it with
case-
the owners also. I don't know if you've seen those videos. There are videos of the owners also on sidelines because you don't see them
Then
on
a
screen.
better way.
You don't see them on screen, so you don't get to know when. But there have been situations when they're going in or out. There are people who've
My
had chance
point
for them
being-
also.
My point being, if you're aggrieved, I mean, if you're angry with the franchise at large, then again, given the organized groups that you have, let's say amongst the fans as well, You boycott the match. You have a procession or whatever you want to do.
No, procession is
outside the
See,
stadium.
political thing you need.
No. He's talking from his experience as a Manchester United fan. They take it out all the time.
But
Glazers out.
But again, it to be directed, and if it were for the franchise, then every player will get booed, not just the captain or the incumbent.
No.
It has to
There's
be
always one lightning rod, and unfortunately, that's what Pandey is right now. I'm not saying I
Should
agree.
be.
No,
That's
shouldn't
what
be
it
is a
should
different
be.
debate. But he is the lightning rod.
Yeah, he's become the lightning rod for all the things that happened prior to the start of the IPL.
And I just have to point out, his brain is so scrambled. He said they're playing with the same 11. They're not. Akash Madwal is in the 11 in place of Shams Bolani.
Yeah.
So it's not the same 11.
But I think he's feeling it.
Yes,
Hardik Pandya is feeling the pressure. He's stuttering, stumbling in the toss.
Yeah.
He's stuttering, stumbling in his announcement of the team. And by the way, can I tell you something very honestly? While I think a lot of criticism towards him is unfair, booing is not. Booing is fine, but yeah, if you abuse and all is wrong. I don't know if you've noticed, there's suddenly been this, apart from his own, good boy behavior that we've already spoken about, there has been a couple of interviews that he's done with the broadcaster, both broadcasters, and it has been all about him smiling and things he likes, and those feel good PR sort of interviews. They've happened, all part of an image management, because his image has taken a hit, and fine, this is what you do those interviews. But what you're not realizing, and I think if I was Hardik Pandya's family, I would fire the PR team because they're doing a very bad job at it.
Yeah.
The better way, and we will not reveal the tricks of the trade because we are from the other side, we will know which way is the better way to handle it, to control it. See, it cannot stop immediately. It has to go down gradually, but there is a way, there are ways that you can, adapt and then it will go down. But the one they are doing it now, it's so obvious in your face that it will annoy the crowds even more so. It will make them become even more antagonists towards Hardik Pandya, even more so than they are. That's another thing, their PR thing, those interviews, that's another thing. But the couple of other things that the franchise have done, I have heard that they said that people who would be booing him will be chucked out of the stadium.
Yes.
There are news reports for that. I don't know whether that happens or not. But if that is the case, then I think they are going to make matters worse for them. The crowds are going to turn against you. And I think this is not even legal. You can't do that.
Abuse is a different matter, but booing, no.
Correct. Abuse, racial abuse, and things like that, throwing items. I agree all of that. But if you're booing, can you do? How has the franchise done, and how has the MCA then decided to have such rules?
No,
MCA
I mean,
should
see,
take
the
it
problem is booing,
Or to add to
unfortunately.
that, even some reports suggesting that Rohit Sharma posters aren't being allowed.
That is even more shocking.
Yeah.
If that is the case, we will try to get to the bottom of it. If that is the case, let us activate our reporters in Mumbai. Let us activate and ask them to go to the stadium and figure out if there is truth in it. Because on social media, a lot of people have tagged me with videos saying, please take this and take this issue up. We will only if it's 100% certain, because a lot of time these false videos are also put out on social media and we are tagged and then we jump the gun, and that's not what we're supposed to do. But if it indeed is the case where Rohit Sharma posters, as those few videos that I've seen, where Rohit Sharma posters are not being allowed to be taken inside, I think now you are getting into dangerous territory.
See, if you try to police the crowd even when not required, let's say, just having that word around or giving a diktat that you're not supposed to be booing a certain player, then you're policing them even when not required, and that will more or less act as a countermeasure then.
As I said,
It will make matters worse.
unfortunately, booing is not a legitimate thing. That's why the MCA or any cricket association can't take action. Then they will be accused of high-handedness then. Okay?
Yes.
If
What if they take action and remove people who
then
are
the
booing?
MCA are at fault here. It's a catch-22.
Then it's dictatorial.
Yes.
It's dictatorial. See, but I can understand where the fans are coming from. They believe they are in a dictatorship. Why? Mumbai Indians is like North Korea. Rohit Sharma is Kim Jong-un, the permanent leader. He cannot be replaced. Whoever comes in that.
It's a bad example.
It is not a bad
It is a
example.
bad
Look at the whim of this crowd. Look at the whim that happened in Hyderabad. Look at the whim that happened in Gujarat. You're setting a dangerous
All I'll say is
precedent.
I'm glad YouTube doesn't exist in North Korea.
Thank goodness for that at
But
least.
can I tell you one thing, Siddharth? I agree with your basic philosophy that sure nobody deserves to be captain forever. Agree. Okay. Firstly, I think they wouldn't have been upset had this happened gradually. Let's say if Hardik had come in one season of an
2025,
overlap and would have happened next year, I don't think they would have. It was an unceremonious sort of a way that he was removed. I think that is gone. Assuming that that's not even the case, assuming that you think that they would have done it even if it happened next year, which is then proving that they will never accept anybody else as a captain. While that is the reality of life, as you point out, but even though that is the reality of life, it does not stop from the fans to be upset. I give you any example. Let's take a football example, right? If I'll give you a football example, the club I follow, like Ronaldinho was let go. He was the biggest star that there was in Barcelona. At one point, he was let go. The president and the management, they decided to let go, got a lot of abuse. What they did was right. But I'm saying, even from the fans' perspective, what they're doing is not wrong because fans are emotional. So while what you're saying is the universal truth, nobody can be a leader or at the top for the rest of their life. It's not a given. There has to be a change. Change is the only thing that's constant. It has to happen. But you also can't expect fans to be all right with it. For example, hiring and firing is also a normal thing of a corporate structure, right? But if somebody is fired, you can't expect him to understand that firing is normal.
He'll be annoyed.
He has the right to be upset. While it is part of the culture of a corporate culture that people will be hired, some will be fired, layoffs are reality, which is a reality. But can you tell if there's a layoff of 100 people removed, can you expect all the 100 to be okay? Take it in their stride. Maybe 5 or 10 will, but majority will not be. Similar in Mumbai. Maybe some have accepted it, that the change of leadership is there, but majority are not. They are humans, they are emotional people, and so then they have the right.
But not on the whim. I mean, the Indian fan is the most ill-informed entity that is there in the world at this point in time. If he had known all the facts, if he or she had known all the facts, they would have welcomed the transition.
No.
Of course they would have. But the booing, okay, there would have been protests. But again, we are assuming that the Indian cricket fan is well informed. I'm sorry, by the behavior that they've exhibited in Gujarat, by the behavior that they've exhibited in Hyderabad, which they had nothing to do, honestly. And with the behavior that, okay, Mumbai, I will give an exception to the norm, it's happened every single time. Decades may change, but Mumbai bad behavior is nothing new.
That's a great thing. I think Mumbai fans are emotional, and if they exhibit their emotions, it's good.
And it's
rather
foolish.
than just coming and, I've also seen fans in the IPL who only come towards 6s and 4s, take selfies, put it on Instagram,
And
what
that's
they come
it.
for. They're not fans.
It is a foolish whim. That is the only
No,
thing.
I don't.
All the fan behavior, the Hardik Pandya instance is proving that the Indian fan has a foolish, whimsical thing about him.
To have happened in Ahmedabad, I was fine with that. The folks in Ahmedabad in Gujarat have legitimate reason, I feel, to be
Fine.
unhappy and aggrieved with and have a grouse, let's say, against Hardik Pandya. In Hyderabad,
Just because Rohit Sharma hails
see,
from there.
the entire team getting hostility is something I would take, as
Forget
okay.
Hyderabad. Talk to me about Mumbai.
But today, I don't think it's done.
Why
it's
not?
misdirected.
They are the home fans.
But it is misdirected
Why
towards
is it-
Hardik.
But
See,
that
the
is-
grouse is with the franchise at large, not with a certain individual.
Okay, tell me
he
one
has
thing.
won
Tell
multiple
me one
titles.
thing.
What wrong has he done?
No, he's not. I'm saying there's nothing wrong in him aspiring to be the boss. Everyone aspires to be,
absolutely.
nothing wrong with him.
Absolutely.
But he also cannot, just as he will have his aspirations and he wants to succeed, he also cannot expect that everyone should fall in line with his thought process. For them, Rohit Sharma was the hero. For them, Rohit Sharma was the leader.
But did he chuck him out as the captain?
It's not a question of he. Where anybody will be looked at like that. It's just natural. I'm saying you can't expect logic to be that, oh, okay, so now fans have to be like that. Okay, Hardik has not chucked him out. It's the decision of the management. So, of course, they're, by the way, unhappy with the management also, which you've shown, how many followers they lost. They're not happy. I gave you examples of the owners also getting heckled at grounds. I've seen videos. So, they're doing it. They're doing it to everyone that they think has played a role in whichever way. Hardik may not have played a direct role,
Also,
but his role is there because he's replaced him.
But
fans will be emotional.
what these visuals tell you is that rationality is no longer there at present amongst the Mumbai fan base, because they know this is not going to get the best out of their captain. If this was a
They don't want.
That's the thing, they don't want.
if you were
Now-
to put the interests of your franchise ahead, You cheer your captain on, you welcome the
No, I will-
change,
Those are
perhaps.
bigger things. No, that's then we go back to that same Virati and Rohit and that is the debate we have. Where we
Which
say,
is why-
think of India.
Which is why I'm saying,
Not everyone thinks like that.
But exactly.
which is
Not
why
everyone thinks like that. That's
legitimizing
what
this
fans
thing
are.
that it is the right to the fans. There is no rationality in the fans because they are totally partitioned along eons.
No, not just Ian's. Okay, I'll switch sports now. But even in football, they say that the ultimate, let's say, litmus test of when a manager, and they are the ones who often get the most brickbats from fans, not so much players. Players don't get it as much. But the ultimate, let's say, litmus test for when it's the end of the road is when home stadium fans will turn on you. Is it right for me being a home fan? If I'm, say, a Chelsea fan, I'm seated at Stamford Bridge and I'm booing my own team's manager. It's not right. But it's a way of showing displeasure at the fact that, listen, what's done is done. And when that happens, you'll see change. Of course, here you're not going to see change this early because, well, one, as I said, you're way too early into the experiment. And secondly, I do agree with what it is that Piyush Chawla said. Pre-match, he said that, listen, you get a few wins and things will be different, obviously, because then you have nothing to boo about. Yeah. So the only thing that Hardik Pandya can do at this point, listen, the noise isn't going to go away. We can cry ourselves hoarse about it ain't going away.
Treat humans like humans. They are not machines. It's not an on and off button.
Correct.
You can't expect them, this has happened, now turn on and support this team. This has happened, now turn off. No. They have an emotional connect they've had. He's been the most successful captain. It will go away, as it happens in every sport. It will go away, but it will go away gradually. But right now, to take that away from him, maybe you are more pragmatic. Maybe Siddharth is more pragmatic and he can look at things very objectively. Not every person is like that. As I said, people are emotional. They like a certain thing, they'll back it. And if that person is removed, like, as I was giving Shane the example the other day of Novak Djokovic. He wins fair and square. There's no cheating involved. He wins fair and square. But yet he gets booed at certain places because they don't like his guts. They don't like his other things. But again, that is fans. I have no problem with it because fans are bringing that emotion to the stadium. They're not always going to be pragmatic and judge. Listen, he was the best player. He had so many winners, so many less unforced errors. This. So let's all be quiet and clap. No, they still boo him because of other things.
The problem is, see, Piyush Chawla stated that if he wins a couple of games, there might be no booing. I think he's pretty naive in that.
No, he didn't say there won't be any booing. He said things will be different.
But that's to then say that the fans are unhappy with the results of the first two games.
What he's saying is that
No.
Is this result driven?
No.
It's not.
It dies down gradually. What happens is,
so
why
that logic, had Mumbai won their first two games, there wouldn't have been any booing. There
No,
still
it would have
been.
been.
Of course they would have
I'm not
been.
getting that point. What is it? Why is it there's so much love for Rohit Sharma? It happened overnight. He got up and they liked his face and they became crazy. No. It built over years.
Multiple factors.
Okay, multiple things. It built. It reached a level. Now, their hatred for someone else and then that slow, gradual like towards that person will also take time. So when he says by few games, he means, yes, of course you need to win. Who doesn't like a winner? But you have to allow fans also to make peace with it. Slowly and gradually, change is not easy. Slowly and gradually they adapt to it. Then they become okay. Maybe a few good. See what happened no matter how much you dislike a person right now. Let's say if I'm that fan who dislikes him, who's booing him, he plays one good knock from an unbelievable position, wins us the game. I'm not going to change overnight. I'll say, okay, theek hai.
It's begrudging respect.
He's done one. Okay, he played well today, but I'm still not liking him. He does it 3 matches later again. I'll say, this guy, I'm not liking him, but he's showing consistency. He goes on to make you win the title. By the end of the season, I'll say, no boss, he's not that bad. I did not treat him well. Or I misjudged him. It happens gradually.
I'd like to be towards Prithvi Shaw like that by the end of the season.
I hope so. I hope so.
That is the thing. So. But we are giving the Indian cricket fan far too credit.
And it's not just about Indian cricket fan, Baba. Stop with Indian cricket fan like a parrot.
See,
no, because this is in fact a fan phenomenon across sports, across the world.
Which is a problem.
No, it's not. That is the reality of the life.
It's not the reality of life.
We should just switch off our hearts, switch off our emotions.
You all applaud a Chennai 1999?
Fair.
You cheered on for a team that is an enemy state if you look at their own words.
You applaud a Chennai 99, but I'm sorry, cricket is one sport, let me finish, which is obsessed with sportsmanship. I love it when an opposition player of another team comes and my fans give him hell. It's nothing personal.
Okay,
but I want to give him hell.
So Virat Kohli is the naivest person on this planet, isn't it?
Why?
Why?
Why did he ask the Indian cricket fans in the Oval to stop booing Steve Smith?
So
That's
then
his
why did he
prerogative.
ask,
That's his
So
prerogative.
that is the way a model sportsmanship should be.
But modern
Rohit and
sportsmanship,
Sachin
model
Tendulkar need to
sportsmanship.
learn from Virat
yeah,
Kohli.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, you expect players to be more mature, fine. Let's expect players to be fine. But this is not what players are doing. Let's say if Rohit Sharma came and said, I can't hear you, louder, boos should go louder, then we will sit here and we'll all abuse it and say shambolic from Rohit Sharma because he's cheering the crowd. Rohit Sharma is not doing any of this. He's not adding fuel to fire. He's not telling them to do. No player is doing it. You're giving an example of a Virat Kohli. In fact, it will be amazing if Rohit was to at any point come in. So I gave you an example of Lara Walsh, and they were coming to head. Things were coming to head. Fans were not happy. Walsh realized that and put his arm around Lara and walked out to play that game. So I'm saying, let's say if Rohit was to do that, I'm not saying it will suddenly finish. Crowd will not, but maybe they'll see, listen, we thought of this rivalry, but it's not so much of a rivalry. Maybe, so your players you can expect, but fans will not change.
Are we expecting anybody of them to do it?
That's
We are
up to
not.
the franchise. That's up
That
to
is the
franchise.
problem.
They
This
could
is
do
the
it. They could do
problem.
it.
And the Indian cricket fan, if you look at the
an
IPL
Indian
at this
cricket
point
fan-
in time, you are divided along certain eons.
That is the reality
What
of
did the
sport.
Barca fans do through a head of a pig.
And Luis Figo.
Luis Figo.
Ah.
Because he went and played for another.
Is it
which
is it wrong? Yes. Does it happen?
A different
yes.
cultural context also.
Yes.
But now that
That
cultural
problem, see,
context
there
has
is
come
a
into
huge
India.
problem with
But I
football
don't
and all
think
these things.
Luis Figo example fits over here.
Exactly.
Of course it does.
No,
Of course it does.
No.
Yes, it
It
does.
does in that same Gujarat example that we spoke about, where he left Gujarat and came to Mumbai. And if Gujarat fans are unhappy,
It
that's
was
fine.
anyway.
Same way.
Luis Figo didn't start playing at Real Madrid, right? He became a Barcelona legend and then went to Real Madrid.
So what exactly is Hardik
Same
Pandya
way.
then?
Hardik Pandya used to play for Mumbai, then went somewhere else, played two
But
seasons,
so
and he's
if you're Manchester, some player comes, plays for you. Cristiano Ronaldo also played for in Portugal, then came to United. If he had gone to City, immediately after that, you wouldn't have been happy.
You
wouldn't have
taken
been happy.
him.
You would have
wouldn't
booed.
taken again.
You would have
but
booed
it's-
him. You couldn't
see,
have said, listen, he at one
But
point.
again, this is to do with so much about captaincy. This is to do with so much about fans not being happy with a managerial or a management decision. Let's say it's misdirected at the moment. Hardik Pandya has done nothing wrong to get the booze at his home ground. It's his new home for the next 3, 4, 5 years.
Fans are emotional. They are unhappy that their favorite player has been uprooted from his captaincy. And there's nothing wrong with it. Fans do it. Yes, if they cross the line, abuse this, you do it. By the way, what you are doing is even worse than fans booing. Not allowing Rohit Sharma posters inside and asking them not to boo. That's even worse. Even worse. It's only going to make the fans go at him much harder going forward. Well, let's quickly take some questions, Pawan, before we wind up. Quickly, team news. Rajasthan Royals have been bowling. They've decided to bowl. They won the toss. They've decided to bowl. And team changes quickly. One for
One for Rajasthan also. There's no Sandeep Sharma. He's picked up a niggle. So Nandre Berger is in the 11. They were starting with 3 foreign players anyway. So they could bring in the 4.
And Mumbai one change, Akash Madwal is in.
finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
And I think they're playing only 3 foreigners.
They are. So they'll bring it DeWall Brevis or Romario
Most
Shepherd.
teams are getting to the best 11s after 3-4 games.
Correct.
You should have watched our broadcast. We picked the best 11.
They may either have a Devolved Brevis or Romario Shepherd as your impact zone.
Quickly, Vishal Panchal says, booing if your team is not doing well makes sense, but this is insane. If the crowd is angry for non-cricketing reason, don't show up at the stadium. Why not?
No, but actually, he makes one interesting point in the sense that if you really want to make your anger known to the fans, no, to the management, hit them where it hurts the most.
Yeah, but
But it doesn't happen.
yeah,
It doesn't happen.
You boycott the match. If this is against the Mumbai Indians, the franchise, then as organized groups, you can again. These things can be done.
You don't hurt them. It doesn't get.
It sends across a message.
No, it does not.
Yes, of
there
course,
are
empty
people
stadium,
asking
imagine.
for free passes. So many it will fill. Non-fans will fill the stadium. Nobody will get to know the impact.
Then
will
we're
not
not talking
happen.
about fans. Then these are just
Correct.
opportunists.
But no, nobody. See again, going. We're talking about it. No? It's made an impact. If they don't go, the real fans don't go. The 1,000 people lining up for free pass. The crowds up there. Stadiums are full. You and I don't even go and research whether they are actual
We're
fans or
talking
not.
about fickle minds then.
But nahi, not fickle minds. Those are the real fans. The ones who got affected. If you were a casual fan,
You wouldn't
would
be
not
impacted.
care less. You'll say, boss, I want to click 3 pictures.
Selfies?
Selfies.
Chokke chakke dekhne hain.
That's what I'm saying. Those will be the guys who
But
will
they
be
come, but-
messaging and calling and passes and this and
Message
that,
won't go
and
across,
have
no.
nothing to do with the
I'm
franchise.
saying-
What's
I'm
happening
saying
over
It's
there?
not going to hurt the franchise. I'm saying, it's not like film. You don't buy tickets, so you will hurt them. You boycott a film. That really hurts you. Here, gate money is a
But
minuscule
what-
amount of
And
nothing. It
for
does not
Mumbai
affect
Indians,
them.
does that hurt them?
I think this booing is the best way for them to put their message across. If they're not happy,
I'm really surprised for a franchisee that did no wrong, for Hardik Pandya who did no wrong, they're subjected to this kind of irrationality and we're justifying it.
It reduces
No,
the size
I'm
of the
not
team to
justifying.
10
I'm
men.
saying,
We are justifying and legitimizing the booing on what grounds? There is no legitimacy in it.
but that's for you, no, Siddharth. You
Okay,
can't
where
speak
is the
for
factual
people who are
legitimacy in
booing.
it?
No. I'm saying, how can you speak for people who are booing? How can you speak for them?
I am speaking for it.
You can speak for yourself. I can speak for myself.
Correct.
Okay, you can't now say everyone should follow because you see it objectively. Everyone should see the
No,
movie the
no,
same.
I am doing the
You
basic
can't.
mistake
You can't.
of trying to sell mirrors to a city of blind people.
Correct.
That is how it is. I'm trying to sell mirrors, but I'm in the wrong city. I'm in blind people's city. That is the problem. And if I try to legitimize it, this is wrong and you're doing it wrong. You're not hurting the franchisee. You're hurting an Indian player. You're hurting an Indian player.
What you are doing actually is a disservice to sport because you know what you're telling fans to be? You're telling fans to be robots.
Correct.
You're asking them, everyone, to fall in line that this is a school, these are my regulations.
I am telling
Follow.
fans to do
Yes, you are.
something which they should be doing. Be
Just
sensible.
expecting maturity and some
But
Sensible.
bio-
When are fans
rationality.
sensible and mature?
Exactly.
Rationality from
No,
fans. That's
no,
it.
no.
If the
Any
if
kind of-
rationality
if the
would be
interest of the franchise is at the heart of it,
No,
then
but
I am
that's
not
how
doing
you are
this.
That's how you're seeing it. Everyone does not know. That goes back to the debate. Sometimes player allegiances are more. That's why I try to tell you why is it? Why when
They're
we
right
look-
with this.
No, not.
That
Don't
loves
we-
the player more than the
No,
sport.
I-
Apart-
And that's exactly what's short, right? That there's no player bigger than the
There's
sport.
nothing like wrong or right. I give you an India example. We said should Rohit and Virat be there in T20? There are certain people who say they should not be. Right? They're looking at it. But then there are those who think Virat should, and there are certain fans who think Rohit. Nobody is right or wrong. If Shane thinks they should not be there, it's his perspective. He's right. If you think Virat should be there because you're a Virat Kohli fan and you're a Virat Kohli fan because of what he's done, you're also right. If I think no, Virat should not be there and Shane is wrong and Rohit should not, but Rohit should be there, I'm also right. That's I'm saying we are looking at things differently, all of us. You can't say no. So only person who's right is Shane because he has the interest of team in mind. You are wrong because you are asking for Virat to be there. I'm wrong because I'm asking for Rohit to be there. He's wrong because he's asking KL Rahul to be there. You can't do that. Each of us have our own perspective. We are connected to a sport through a player or whatever. We have the right. End of the day, the people who have to make a decision, they can't be fans. Which is why you have a selector, you have XYZ. From them you expect not to be like fans. But fans have to be like fans. Each person will dislike a player for their own.
In every sport,
They're
you
not wrong or
cite
right.
football, you cite F1, you cite tennis, right? But we do call out that fan behavior also. There is one section that appreciated
For abuse.
any kind of
which I
thing
know.
also.
No, not for
abusive,
booing,
For
please.
racist, yes.
Not for
But
booing.
For booing, or for that matter, let's say there are sometimes funny chances where, right? He can't catch a cold. Some player who can't. He can't. That's okay. That is banter. That's what I want fans for. So long as fans are not being abusive, not being racist, not saying anything to their family members, hurting them. But you've come up with very nice, innovative chants to highlight that a player is a poor fielder. By that, he could not even catch a cold, and they sing in unison. That's what fan is. That's what sport is. I want that. Yes. Maybe if I was a disciplinarian and I'm sitting in the crowd, I'd say, this is, if I'm a stiff upper lip, hardcore cricket fan, I'd say, this is bad behavior. I can say that while I'm sitting. Well, there will be others who will say, no, we enjoy this banter. This is what we've come for. I think all is within permissible limits. It's fine.
It's a very subjective thing.
Not
Permissible
everyone can be
banter.
from-
But that's
You
what
are
we're
talking
saying.
like the Lord.
Subjective to it.
But again, see,
It's a matter of discussion.
banter, see, the Barmy banter, what did he do? Mitchell Johnson was fine. He bowls to a left, he bowls to a right, that is fine, okay? What the Barmy often did, but we all called out the way how they booed Steve Smith. Okay, in
No.
Edgbaston we
No.
did.
No.
At that time there was a
I
huge
did-
section.
Yes, but there are also people who said it's fine because
So
of what he did. If
this
he's
is
getting
where
paid,
it's the
fine.
subjective bit.
Correct.
Booing is a subjective
Correct.
thing.
Correct.
For many it is offensive, but on legitimate. Okay,
But
the
you-
English
yes,
crowd,
but
the
you
English
are
crowd had a
blaming that.
legitimate crowd. They had a legitimate grouse. Okay, he's a cheat. So they hung on to that. But here in the case of Hardik Pandya, where is the legitimacy?
Why not?
Where is
They
it?
are there. He has taken over the position of their franchise, of their captain, who has won them so many titles.
Okay,
So
5
they're
titles in 7 years, which got balanced out.
Oh
with-
dear.
He's
What a
gone.
day then.
Rohit Sharma gone to Trent Bolt? Shock
Of
horror.
course, a left armer.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Fine.
It's a golden duck.
Oh yes.
You know what's even better now? Hardik Pandya walks out number 3, gets 100.
Yeah.
Boo me now!
That will be.
But that's how.
But that'll be the
way to
gangster
win
move.
hearts.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the way to win hearts as well.
Okay.
And an
this one,
outswinger?
It was an outswinger, not an
Maybe that's
inswinger.
why he was surprised.
Brilliant catch by Sanju.
Sanju, yeah. So, in the case of Hardik, I was saying, where is the legitimacy?
I'll point out subjective reasons which I don't agree with. If he wanted to come back to the franchise, why did he have to come back as a captain? He could have waited another year. Why did he want to come back in the first place? He was doing just fine there. These are all arguments. Do I agree with them? No.
Fine.
Do they make sense if coming from someone who's emotionally invested? Sure.
See, 5 out of
See,
7
you
years
can
he
be
was there.
emotional,
But it
what's
got balanced out. No, it got balanced
No,
out
but
with
I'm
3
saying
years of
you
poor
can-
performances.
You can be emotionally invested, but be reasonable at the same time.
No,
You
doesn't
can't
work
be
like that.
reasonable. Now look
Doesn't
at that
work like
ad. Sunil Shetty is feeding apple to Rohit Sharma.
Over his own
son-in-law
damad.
is- He's not rational. Rationality would be कि ये मेरा दामाद है.
but-
I must feed him apple.
Apple.
What is he saying? No, I'm not rational. I'm a fan. I'm going to feed Sharma ji ka beta.
Exactly.
This is what fan
Rationality
is.
and
This is what
reasoning
fan
are
is like.
out of the window in India.
No,
It's
anywhere.
In any sport.
Fans are
Whatever
like that.
it is,
There
but-
are lots more questions. Rakesh Bhushan sends us a super chat. He says, I'm surprised if Mumbai Indian wasn't aware of the repercussions. Of course he was. Good point. It's not that, they didn't know it was happening.
They just didn't anticipate it being this bad.
Correct. Whatever Hardik Pandya now has to perform, he has to do the talk from his bag.
Gonna.
Now he's pretending to be cool.
2 and 2.
Namandir, you made a profile on him, right?
You can touch crowd. If that is done, it would be chaos. And you
Can't touch that
I
crowd.
agree.
Can't.
You can't touch crowd. I agree. You can't take them
Yeah.
out for booing and all of that. Good point. More. Shubham Garg. Okay. Shubham Garg says, I don't have a problem with Hardik Pandya being captain, but talks of captaincy clause in his contract shows he wants to captain only, not ready to play.
But that's
as a
fair if
captain.
he's coming. Like, okay, let's put it this way: if I leave sports today and I go somewhere and I become an editor level, and if I want to come back here and say you have to make me an editor, what's wrong with that? That's ambition. That's fine, boss.
And it's absolutely fine to have career ambitions. Simple as that.
No,
Who
That's what
wants
it
to
is.
Plateau in their career. Simple
Or
as
go
that.
backwards, take a step back. You
Medieval
captained
thinking.
1 titles and then you come back and you're Rohit Bhaiya.
This is medieval thinking. That is what we are seeing every time this happens. It's medieval thinking.
No, but again, while you're saying that, you see, look at both sides. I completely agree. He should be ambitious. He should ask for what he wants. He
Yeah.
should extract his pound of the flesh. Agreed. But then I'm saying, look at the flip side. If fans are unhappy over
That's
him
their
being-
prerogative.
yeah, exactly. Of him being, demanding for that, and they're unhappy, they're also right. See, not everyone will look at the same thing. That this should be fine. No, if
You
they
know,
have replaced their favorite
It is
player-
like, okay, see, suppose I come here, okay, suppose if I come from another organization to Sports Today, okay, but the entity in Sports Today doesn't want me feel wanted here. How will I feel? And I have done no wrong, but still you're just booing me because I came from one
the
place to another.
entity is not. I don't think
Am I-
Mumbai Indians is
Ah.
not.
The
Getting it
entity
wrong.
is the fan.
No,
General
no.
fans who have got no
if
connection
you come,
with.
let's say if you come, tomorrow you come, you replace Shane, and there are people that who are fans of Shane who come. When you will come, you can't expect that you've come from an outside, and there are people who watch. They may not like you for a very long time. They say, no, we miss Shane. It is possible, but maybe with time, with your own analysis, slowly, gradually, you'll grow on them.
Correct.
And maybe 2 months down the line, they'll say, no, actually, we misjudged Siddharth. We're happy that he's here. That's it. Takes time. Same thing. But you can't expect them the day you sit here. No, don't you dare talk about Shane. He's gone. I'm here. It won't happen.
And
we have
imagine
not
what-
spoken ill
Allow
about
it.
each other. That is the
Allow
thing.
it. So long as they're not abusive. But if they're expressing it in the simple way, say, hey, listen,
But then still, their main grounds will continue to be with Sports Today, not Siddharth, na?
No, but
It
he will
be
get it.
misdirected.
That's human.
But that's what I'm-
It
but
is
it'll be-
human. No,
on all logical grounds,
in his
it'll be
logic,
wrong.
no, in their logic will be he's the one who's replaced him. He's the one who's replaced my favorite.
Boo
analyst.
this man.
Yeah, it's human. You will do it. Not everyone can be that pragmatic. Can't be.
Doesn't
It'll
work.
go away. Slowly it'll go away.
Yeah.
It'll just go away.
Shaurya Nanda, had Bumrah or Sky been traded from some other franchise and been named as MI skipper, I am sure the crowd wouldn't have heckled at them. People have grudges against Pandya's off the field.
Shaurya, no. If they had done this, if they had come back and displaced him as captain the way a Pandya did, no, trust me, the Mumbai crowd would not have.
Though I may kind of agree that because of the general image that Pandya
Oh, yeah,
has,
that works
it
against
just
him.
Kind of works slightly more than it would have happened with Bumrah. I'm not saying that it wouldn't have, but because Bumrah, let's say, is a nice guy, Sky is a nice guy.
Timing wise, I think fans would have just accepted it had it happened next year when you were looking at attention, you were looking at a reset. This is a forced reset button that's been pressed by the franchise.
This looked unceremonious sacking,
It's-
so just that was gone. And he is a big draw, right, Rohit Sharma?
Yeah.
You're not talking about just some captain. That was, let's say, it was a foreign captain or someone. Maybe it wouldn't have been. Let's say it was
one of
David
their own.
Warner. Correct. Just that.
Wali guy played here, got them all the
Titles.
hype, everything, titles.
Yeah. He's experienced the whole gambit. Wooden spooner, 5 titles, qualifier, eliminator. He's done it all in his captaincy.
Except losing a final.
He didn't lose it in his tenure, yeah.
Okay. Divyang.
In Ahmedabad, it was expected, but in Mumbai, it's not done. Back your captain. He was so important all those years. Congrats on 308. Thanks for that, Divyang. But yeah,
No, I'm not saying what Divyang is saying wrong. I like that, but that's another view. There will be those, by the way. There will be so many in the crowd who are Mumbai Indian fans who say, no, whoever the captain, we don't care. We are Mumbai Indian fans. We're going to support.
Yeah.
They will also be there. But there is also a section that are attached to their ex-captain and so upset.
But
It's also
again,
fine. Each kind of fan makes up a full fan base. No? Not all will be exact.
But the view at large should be the former.
But that, if that were the case, then the world would be a much better place to live. That's all
sadly
I'll
it
say.
isn't at this point. But Karthik is saying, Sid wants everyone to be robots and Ro is KG. What's that?
You know, I'm the youngest person here. No, actually Harshit is, but I don't know what the hell KJU is.
Yeah.
Karthik, please explain.
I know, but I don't want everyone to be robots, Karthik.
JJU.
Oh, KGU is Karan Johar.
JU. What is it?
GU,
JJU.
JJU. Guju.
JJU.
That's why
I
know
said,
JJU.
see, Karthik K,
I
I
don't know
want
KGU.
people to be sensible. And that itself is the most difficult thing on this planet. I'm telling you. Don't be robots. Robots are easier. Sensibility is not. Sports warrior.
Go down.
Okay.
Interesting analogy.
But please don't belittle Indian fans. They are biggest stakeholders. Not with this kind of behavior.
But
Okay.
behavior aside, they are the biggest stakeholders.
Okay, quickly. They've already made their change.
Yes.
Mumbai, Brevis is
Brevis
coming.
is in, yeah.
So they had
no,
to
Mario
go
Shepherd.
to plan B, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise they'd gotten a bowler, right?
Oh, Kim Jong-un. Oh my God, KJU. Oh.
यार Kim Jong-un ही लिख देते ना Karthik.
I know.
I was thinking of some urban dictionary thing I had to start googling. KJU.
KJU, come on, yaar, Karthik. Okay. Any more questions, Osh?
No.
There was one I saw which I will advocate for, but that was very high up. It was Vansh Jain saying pay rise for Shane. Let's start that campaign. Hashtag pay rise for Shane.
Yeah, Vansh Jain has always.
KKR removed Dada. Excellent. This is interesting. He's giving the example. One
Huh?
second. Go up.
Slide.
Piyush Nandre. He's saying, Nikhil Saha, I watched your old video covering 2011 IPL when KKR removed Dada and condition was so worse, KKR was actually thinking of moving their home ground out of Kolkata. Kolkata public was furious. That's a good example.
But by the way, what won them over? When they saw results going there.
Correct.
Right?
So initially, you're right. So initially, the entire city
They were
was
fuming.
against. They said we
Yeah,
won't
no.
go for matches and all of that started happening. But results came.
I mean, Kolkata might be the only city in the world to get away with some credit. In
But-
2005, 80,000 were cheering for South
But was
Africa
Exactly.
Gautam Gambhir getting the
against
hate?
India.
Was Gautam Gambhir
Wow.
getting the hate?
And we advocated that kind of behavior at that
20
time.
But was Gautam getting the hate then?
But
The
Gautam was
idea-
insulated. He was
But no, the
foolproof.
idea was, see, again, that was the right approach.
No, that in that case, they had changed the whole franchise. And
Yeah,
Dada
because it was at the
three-year
three-year
So the whole
system.
franchise came. Like it wasn't the case that Gautam,
Gautam
let
didn't-
go of Ganguly first, then Gautam came later. It wasn't that Gautam comes and he's a replacement. They said that listen, this bunch is not happening out.
So they
now they sat
revamped.
on the table out. Now what do? Let's rebuild. And then somebody said let's get. So it happened like that. In this case, it seemed like it's all there. No regrouping was happening.
Boom.
But I'm saying the messaging, if it's exactly the way that Piyush has pointed out, then I think the Kolkata fan base reacted in a much more appropriate manner than Mumbai fan base is at the moment.
No, because calling that appropriate, man, it's far from the truth.
It's directed at least in the right direction.
No,
Here
it was done differently, no?
It was different context.
That wasn't Gambhir. It wasn't Gambhir coming and replacing Lala. This is like that. They got rid of that whole team. They said this is our old school. We're not winning. Rid of this team. Captain goes, everyone goes. Now they said let's rebuild. So then they went scouting for a captain. So it didn't come across as he's come to replace him. Here it just came, no, and only one person came, and the whole team remained the same. He just came, and that player also remains, and he replaces him. So the whole way of looking at things was very different.
Also, if you're talking about...
If it had happened just like this, for example, Kolkata is doing well, they won maybe a season or two there, Dada is still there, everything remains the same, they approach Gambhir, Gambhir says I'll come but I want a captaincy clause, then he comes and replaces him and Dada continues to play. If it had happened like that, believe you me,
torches would have been lit in the Eden Gardens.
And
also, just FYI to point out further,
the only common thread I was saying between the two stories that, or rather the differentiator, that the fans in Kolkata back then knew what or who to be upset against.
Not necessary.
Just explain to you, Harshit, it was different.
No, not just
I
that.
get the story right now as well. I'm saying the whole what they're getting it wrong is they're confusing as to who they should be angry with.
No, again.
Exactly what I'm saying. And they are targeting their anchor to Hardik Pandya because that's exactly how it happened. I just give you an example. If Gambhir had just come like that, then even Kolkata fans would have. You're not comparing apples to apples.
It's just happening in a different way. It's just
that's why the anger is different.
No, but even not justified.
No. Wait. Just to.
Baba, that is another opinion. But you're saying that Kolkata did it differently because it was a different case. Had it happened just like this, then Kolkata also would have.
The overall picture may be. I'm saying the cosmetics of it may be different, let's say, but at the heart of it, essentially the same thing is happening, right?
Not at all.
No, it's a different. I'll repeat if the Kolkata thing happened exactly like Mumbai, listen. If the Kolkata thing happened just like, even the Kolkata fan would have gone after Gambhir. It did not happen like that. So Gambhir wasn't held responsible for removing Dada. So that's why they did not target Gambhir, they targeted the management because management chucked everyone out. Here it did happen like that. If it happened like that in the case of Kolkata also, they would have gone after Gambhir. Believe you me, the Kolkata.
And I have to add one more thing which I've been waiting to is that year Dada went into the auction pool, was picked up by, if I'm not wrong, yes, it was the Sara Pune Warriors. And when they came to Kolkata to play a game, that crowd was split, and I'm being polite.
Yeah.
They were really vocally cheering Dada. This is not a Mumbai phenomena. Kolkata, in fact, I've done a video, you guys can check that out as well. It's there on our channel about how it is rare occasions when Indian players get booed in India. There's only two grounds that have come. Wankhede and Kolkata.
Yeah.
That's
and
it.
It's not a recent phenomenon. It's been happening
for ages. Ask Sunil Gavaskar.
0-7 also makes an interesting point. The one other thing that may have gone against Hardik, one, the way it happened, two, the general image that he carried, the bad boy image, the Karan Johar shows and so on and so forth. And third, that statement was not taken very kindly by the Mumbai fans, where he said that they
buy players
and do it, and so clearly, see, all of those things add to that.
And that was ironic considering Pandey was someone who was made by him, right?
Correct. Yeah. Which is what Rohit got back in another interview.
Yep.
That where do we buy? We make players.
we make players. Surya, Bumrah.
Okay, we've gone on to far little long.
Yeah, 3 down.
3 down already.
By the way, 3 down. Bolt was on a hat trick, right? First ball of the over. Ishan Pandey, I was remembering. Kishan. No, there is an Ishan Pandey, but whole different generation. He goes for a shot, gets a single. The next ball,
Brevis
gets rid of Brevis. I'm like, you may as well have gotten Ishan, then got the hat trick, give everyone a reason to be happy. The worst impact sub after Washington Sundar, who comes on, gets a golden duck, and then bowls also terribly.
Yep.
Not looking good.
For the Mumbai Indians, it's not. Yeah. Prediction: Mumbai 170 and Rajasthan Royals winning
162 and RR getting a comfortable win because Mumbai lad Yashasvi Jaiswal is going to go bang bang today.
I see Mumbai getting to about 158 and RR romping to win.
I'll go 160.
So 158, 160, 162.
170.
Margins are very fine.
See, I could have backed the Mumbai Indians, but looking at
I'll
how
go left field 140.
140.
And Mumbai Indians winning, that'll be really left field.
I could have backed the Mumbai Indians, but looking at Hardik at the toss, I felt, oh, he's gone. He's scrambled up. So that's
Rajasthan.
why. Yeah, all of us are Rajasthan.
Okay, bye bye. Take care. We can't take all your comments, sorry, but post show we'll do that. Mid show also, that'll be a quick one. But post show we'll take all your comments as we always do. Take care. Bye bye. Enjoy the game. See you soon.
See you soon.